Yay! Gas prices went right back up, just like I said they would. That's cool. Well, I just saw an article about inflation. So they're acknowledging it in the fake news media. So are we making progress at all? Progress, which is not progress. I don't say work in progress, I say work in success, because I don't associate progress with anything positive. So, ooh. I didn't realize that there was a trolley around here. That's kind of exciting. It's like San Francisco. I wonder if we're gonna get all the gay shit and all the drug problems that San Francisco has. All because of the trolleys. That'd be funny if they brought like all their junkies and homosexuals. That'd be funny if that was joining them on the trolley. You know what's interesting about me? I know that like the way that my brain works is really weird. Like it's off, you know? Like I feel like certain things don't connect right. And it happens a lot where somebody will be telling me something and I just won't be paying any attention, or like I won't be able to put two and two together. Now, my family would strongly suggest that the reason... Hello. You like my witch's wart? Isn't it beautiful? I'm not a witch, but I do have the wart though, which I greatly appreciate. Anytime I have some blemish on my face, I try to enjoy it. Mainly because enjoying your defects, enjoying the things that modern society would look at and go, ew, that's probably the most like rebellious thing I could do. That's like the biggest fuck you I could possibly make to society, is to not worry about my physical appearance and fret about these little things that happen on my face, these little craters. It's okay. Face craters. Yes. But anyway, back to my glorious brain. My gloriously malfunctioning brain. You know, I was watching this video last night. This girl, it's very cute and entertaining, by the way. Kind of annoying, but it's okay. Most women are. She's done so many videos educating people about what it's like to have ADHD, and she's done several TED Talks on neurodiversity. that we should do more to accommodate people that have ADHD rather than like treating it like it's this problem. But what she doesn't seem to understand is that, well, there's a lot about our culture and there's a lot about the civilization that we live in that pretty much encourages ADHD, and it encourages people's attention span to be so low that there's like no point in even saying that you have any attention span at all, you know? So I just think it's kind of silly. Like, if you're saying like, oh, my brain is so amazing and it just doesn't function the same way that everybody else's brain does, but don't treat me like there's something wrong with me. That's what I'm gonna do. That's why I take medication, you know? It's like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, it doesn't compute. Like, is there something wrong with me? Is there something bad about the way that I look at things? Since I don't trust medication and I don't trust psychiatrists. Why would I trust psychiatrists? I mean, the thing is, like, people that trust psychiatrists, they don't know anything about psychiatry. They don't know anything about the history of it and what those bastards have done to society. And really, like, all these issues that we have, psychological problems, behavioral problems, eating disorders, you know, like, most of that stuff is because of this culture. It's because of stuff that's already been pushed on children through the public school system, okay? We're not going to name names, but it starts with a V, you guys. It starts with a V. And you can't talk about it without being called a conspiracy theorist. And if you talk about it in relation to autism, you're just a crazy person. You're just a crazy person that doesn't care about society. That's why you've done additional research that none of these pansies will ever do, because they're so scared to accept the fact that the world that they live in is trash, and that the people that tell them information are liars, and the people that sell them products are trying to poison them. Yes, I understand that this perspective is very, very devastating, which is why most people don't have the balls to have it. But I do feel sorry for people on medication. I feel sorry for people that don't see it the way that I see it. I'll be honest about that. But I really don't judge people, no matter what it seems. You'd probably be surprised how many friends of mine are on medication. I mean, they take the pills because they think that it helps to, at the very least, lessen their symptoms so that they feel like they can function. They feel like they can get out of bed. They feel like they can get their work done. I understand that. I do. I mean, I get really frustrated myself with the way that I'm wired. But I guess I just don't see that as being a solution. But I understand, though, that, you know, it seems very hypocritical because, you know, I have always been an advocate for, you know, self-medicating and using plants and knowing yourself and knowing your brain and knowing your body and all that. But I don't want to rely on anything but God. And I don't want to just assume that I need to, like, treat something, you know? I need to fix something. Like, what if it's not, what if it's not a problem? What if, like, all these things that we think are problems are not actual problems? What if they're just inconveniences that we have magnified and made into like a serious crisis? Now I wonder that a lot about the things that I freak out about. So this isn't just a question for society, this is a question for Amy Gross as well, okay? But yeah, I really don't judge people for what they do or what they don't do. I mean, I know, like, I have this flip phone that makes me feel superior to society, but hey, it's 11:11. Not exciting. I wish that people would get off psych meds, but I don't think that that wish will be granted in this country. That's kind of an outrageous thing to wish. I think you're putting way too much pressure on the 11:11 time slot. Yeah, I really am. Dude, I make wishes all the time. I don't make wishes just at 11:11. I make them at 12:34, 1, 2, 3, 4, 123, 1, 2, 3, 234, 234, 456, 456. That's right. I'm done with you guys. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. But yeah. I'm very open-minded though. I'm probably one of the most open-minded people in this country. Because I'm willing to listen to people that I really, really, really disagree with. Because just because I disagree with them doesn't mean that they're not important, and it doesn't mean like they might not be right about something, you know? I mean, even like stupid people, even people that you think are just totally worthless, there's some that they know that you don't. Everybody has selective information, okay, that they care about more than other information, you know? Just find out what that person cares about and ask them about it, and you'd be surprised. They'd probably blow you away. But that's the thing, like, we live in a society that is so obsessed with fitting in and being on top. So they're competitive with people that they're trying to identify with. It doesn't make sense to me. It seems very productive. You know, if you're hoping to get along in a society, like, why would you constantly be in competition mode with that society? But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I think you just hate America. I do hate America. Fuck America. Fuck America. This is a society that capitalizes on weakness. And I don't know if it was always that way, but I feel like this was always the intention to, like, get us to this point. Because everybody's following some kind of script, they just don't know it. It's a life script, right? our book, all my members were written. Psalm 139. So, God has plotted out our life. If we do what we're supposed to do, if we do what God wants us to do, the chances of us being satisfied in this life are a lot higher. When I talk about personal satisfaction in relation to living life, I talk about following the path that God wants you to follow. I mean, my life is extremely unconventional compared to most of the people that surround me. I mean, because most of the people that surround me have fully embraced technology, you know? I obviously have not. So, it's like, this whole culture is totally immersed in that. And it's just so weird. Because they have no idea that the reason why everything is total shit is because of that subconscious decision that they made to just kind of go along with that culture. So, it's like, I was at Cracker Barrel last night, and I was waiting on my food, and, you know, they were really, really understaffed. And there were all these people complaining. Like these people that, I fucking hate these people so much too. I hate these people. I absolutely hate them. I hate them with every fiber of my being. Okay? These people that do, DoorDash, Uber Eats, all that. Like, people that do that are scum. Scum, absolute scum. Not all of them, but most of them, okay? Most of them. They have no people skills whatsoever. Like, these motherfuckers will come in the Steak and Shake and they'll just sit there. They'll sit in the booth, or they'll just stand in some random part of the restaurant and then just like stare at their phone, all dumbfounded. They don't even know how to do their job. They literally have two jobs, okay? Their job is to drive to whatever location they need to drive to pick up that food, and then they go into the restaurant and then they ask for it, or they go to like the place where it is and they pick it up. That's all it is. That's your job. That's your job. We call that a job, okay? You drive from place to place. Your phone does all the work. The only thing you have to do is ask a question. And they can't even do that, dude. They can't even do that. They have no social skills. But yeah, there were these women, of course, there were these women last night who were complaining because of how long it was taking them to get the food. Now, since I was at Cracker Barrel, you know, Cracker Barrel's got that whole gift shop, so, you know, we were mindlessly entertained. But these women were like so impatient because of how long it was taking for them to get their food so they could deliver it. But what they don't understand, and there's really like no point in trying to explain this to anybody because nobody actually cares about the bigger picture of anything, but the whole reason why all these restaurants are so understaffed and the reason why they can't keep people is because of technology. So they've used technology to dumb people down. So this whole idea of like, oh, technology's gonna replace us. Technology is taking our jobs away. Don't act like you didn't want that shit to happen, dude. Like, the reason why technology is so dangerous is because it removes us from ourselves. if it makes things easier in the short term, it's going to make things harder in the long term. So while people might think it's really cool that they can, you know, pretend that they work and they just drive around, they drive from point A to point B, their phone tells them where to go, they go pick up food, for some typical American that doesn't know how to fucking cook, okay? And what do? They drive it, they drive it to that person. And that, I mean, that's a job. That's a fucking job. How crazy is that? It's not that crazy. It's not. But what these people don't understand, though, is like, you know, if that's considered a job, why would anybody want to have an actual job? Why would anybody want to work at a restaurant where they don't make as much money as they could make just doing that, you know? Or, you know, if they just put up pictures of their feet, or they just have sex with somebody and film it, they can make money doing that. Why wouldn't they do that? Like, I have a friend of mine that just sells shit online. Like, that's all he does. That's not all he does, but that's most of what he does. He'll get a job every once in a while. But it's like, if you can make money online, if you can do things from the comfort of your home, or, you know, you can make money just like driving around and using a phone, like, why would you have a real job, you know? So this is what I'm talking about. All these people complaining about, well, why doesn't anybody want to work? It's because of technology. I mean, you're part of the problem, dude. If you have a smartphone, you're part of the problem. I don't care. I'm not going to stop yelling about this. Because it's just so aggravating. It's so aggravating to be like the only person in this country that understands why everything is falling apart, man. Every decision that you make has eventual consequences. So, people that think that upgrading their phone and everybody making that decision collectively and using a phone to do everything, if they don't think that eventually that's going to negatively impact them, they're fucking stupid. They're naive. They're so naive. Stop calling them stupid. Naive. Oh. Here's my ass, Vortex. Here's my ass. I know. You've been waiting and waiting, haven't you? Well, I'm happy to satisfy you. That's the closest thing you'll ever get to pornography from me, okay? But you know, I really wanted to say this. I really wanted to, like, tell these women what I just told you, Vortex, but I'm not going to. So no matter what this display of antagonism represents to you, I don't say any of this shit to people on a daily basis. I don't. You know? Like, I reserve that for this channel because I mean, there's no point in telling anybody anything. They're not going to listen to you, you know? Nobody listens to voices of reason. They just don't. There's no point anyway, because you know, people have to figure it out on their own. It's not going to mean anything if they don't. So, that's why, you know, when people are like, well, you know, if that's how you really feel, why aren't you putting yourself out there more to, because nobody's going to listen. People are going to keep doing what they're doing. They don't give a shit. They don't care if the phone that they carry around with them all the time is literally poisoning them. They don't care because they're addicted to it. I mean, it's the same thing with like any fucking drug that you get addicted to. You know, nobody cares. They're gonna keep doing it. And I don't know why people say, oh, the effects are so subtle. No, they're not. They're not subtle at all. They might be subtle to you because you're just as addicted to your phone as everybody else. But they're not subtle to a person like me that has proven time and time again that, you know, we don't have to go along with society at all. You know, like, that's the thing. So many people, they just don't get that. They don't understand that, like, you don't have to do anything. You really don't. I mean, you've convinced yourself that all these things are necessary that are not necessary. Also that you fit in with a society and with a culture that is so suicidal, it's not even funny. Okay, so, whatever. Whatever.